tell me, why do you think that men are 3 to 4 times more likely to commit suicide?
Yo, because you said it. You're walking around that like they don't know stuff has changed with you, and you are holding it in. And that like again that identity piece, you're dealing like but I'm trying.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
But like I'm more than this, but like people are saying I'm not because I failed in this aspect or I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and you don't feel like you have anything else to contribute. Like, so like, why else am I here?
That's it. Why am I here? I have nothing. I lost my job. She thinks I'm a loser. She thinks I ain't nothing. Why am I here? And then you may go a year saying, yeah, I'm good. And one day, you decide to just take your own life, right? And they're like, what happened?
He seemed like everything was okay.
Right, yeah. Words are so powerful. Listen, words are powerful to black men. We still, we're sensitive to the words. That's why the gun violence is still, you call someone a certain name too. It's on, right? Yeah. But if a woman has her husband and words are said between both of them, that can impact the relationship in such a negative way, right? I mean, you won't forget the words that are said to you. And that is something we have to be aware of. Be careful about the words you say, man.
There's an underlying emotion here that it's tough to talk about, but I think it's really at the center of it, which is shame, right? And it's not just the feeling of fail, which I think is also just shame, right?
Yeah.
Like how shame shows up, right? How shame shows up, you know what I mean? Because I heard this thing about bitterness being anger cloaked in shame, and like it's like, oh, because like when you're describing when things go wrong in relationships, like once the man starts to feel that shame, right? There are certain actions that come out as bitterness, right? And then she picks that up, and then it's like
so
it's like where's that coming from?
Yeah,
she's probably forgotten the words that she threw at you when things were, and then like that just keeps going, and like that shame piece, right? I think if anyone to kind of connect it back to the team, anyone ever told me when I was young that like this thing you're feeling right now is shame, and this is how you process it, so you don't drag it everywhere else. My experience was entirely different, right? Because then you're carrying this thing, and you know that this is shame. It's not me.
That's right.
Right? Because Brene Brown describes shame as an unwanted identity. Right? So you are this failure.
Wow.
It's an unwanted. So you're just I don't want this, but it's been thrust upon you by whatever, right? And so you just carry it around, right? Like it shows up in so many ways that you can no longer control.
You can't control.
Like like you're saying, words are powerful, right? But we also need to like look it in the face, and also with our guys too, like be able to call, and of course this is not easy, right? Over here, but like show them that hey, this is what you're feeling, and this is not, it's not you.
That's
right?
it.
This is not.
That's it.
And then he helps someone navigate that, but it's hard, especially when you're 40, 35. You spent all this time steeped in that.
Steeped in, and I'm gonna say that's why I tell all the men. A lot of people in the black community don't see seeing a therapist to be effective. Can't really be helpful towards them, but it's changed my life. It's the reason why I'm here, right? But if you're carrying a lot of shame, sometimes you just need to talk to someone. Maybe you can't talk to your friend, right? Because they might say something that be like, man, come on, man, be strong, man. Come on, man. Man, come on, let's have some weed together and just go kick it with some honeys, right? But sometimes you need to see, a lot of times I'm gonna say you need to see a therapist that you could connect with and share that. So you could let that shame out, talk about it, and put something positive in. You need that antibiotic to get rid of that shame, man. It's I've lived with shame for a long time, man. I had to see therapists, to really say, come on, I gotta talk about my shame, man. I gotta get rid of this, man. This is hurting me, man. And we gotta do it.
It's powerful when you learn that it's not you. That thing is like,
bro, it's so freeing.
Yeah,
yes,
it's
so freeing.
Yes,
bro,
yes.
I'm not the only person that has done X. Because it's embarrassment and shame are different, right? Because embarrassment, you know, embarrassment is almost funny. Like the other person that's in the room can like laugh at that thing.
But like shame sits with you, bro. Shame is going home with you.
Yeah.
Shame is going home with you, my guy.
And if you're not careful, you always go back to it in your mind, like about this thing, and it's like, so you're right. You have to learn to sit, take it out, and then this antibiotic metaphor you just used is amazing.
Yeah.
That's reading. I know you're about to share a quote with us, but reading,
Oh,
seeing a therapist, like all of those things are just use it to wash the whatever's in your mind out.
You need to wash it out of your mind, man. You know, that's it, bro. Thank you, bro.
Fantastic segue. I'm so happy. We're hitting all the points. Oh my god. So there's actually, there's something you said about like, if someone had told you when you're younger, this shame isn't you, right? And it leads me to want to talk about your two different experiences of being raised as a black man and raising a black man now.
Mm-hmm.
Folarin and I have this quote. Actually, it's from a video with Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin, where she says to him, "Look, you're a man enough to work out a new system, right?" Like, and this was it was a response to him saying, "Look, I have to go to work. I have to bring the money back. You know, I don't have the leeway to come back and be a cheerful father or a cheerful husband because I'm working all day." And she just looks, she's like, "No. You're a man enough to work out a new system." So like, now that we're like, we're talking about a father here, right? Like, what is that new system, man? Like, what kind of new system are you trying to imbibe in your son?
Well, you see, right away, I had to even shed some tears because of that. Because when my son was 2 years old, I was still a young dude who was living in the past. Like, I was the old me. So I would yell at him. I saw him cry once. I was like, "What are you crying for? Stop crying." And he was like, he didn't know what to do. He's like, "Okay, then I can't cry." Okay, 7 years later, I went to play with my son. He went in the corner and started crying because he didn't want me to see it, but he didn't know his father had really changed his way of thinking. I was like, "Son, you can cry in front of me now. It's okay," right? So I have to sit him down. I have to talk to my son. I got to remind my son. I have to pray with my son, right? And I got to share different things with him so he could unlearn the crap that I taught him before, because I planted some seeds in his mind that made him act like, "Yo, I can't cry, yo." I remember what my dad said when I was 2 years old, yo. And my son now, he understands what vulnerability is, but I know that he has to really unlearn what he's learned to the point where he's like, "Okay, Daddy, I believe what you're saying now. I love you. I could talk about my feelings." I used to drape him up. I used to go like this to him when he would act like crying and soft and stuff like that. And I remember that still stays in my mind. I still have some dreams about what I did. But here I am teaching men not to do that now to their kids. But I did it to my kid, right? Because I've experienced what it can do. My son's going into the 7th grade, right? He remembers what I did and how I taught him to be, which was, be a man, man up, be strong. BS, man. I tell him to cry now. It's okay to talk about your feelings, little man. Let's talk. And he wants to share more with me now, but it's going to take some more time. Patience.
Yeah.
It's going to be patience, man.
Wow.
That's a tough one, man, because I still cry about that, because I wish I didn't do that, but it's what I learned growing up. I didn't let go of it yet. I didn't see my therapist yet either. It wasn't until I see my therapist and I had to learn what was really wrong with me to try to teach my son differently.
So it's like an element of self-compassion.
A lot of self-compassion, man.
A whole lot of forgiveness for self.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's like you gotta forgive yourself. You gotta forgive yourself. You gotta tell your son to forgive himself too when he does something too, because he could hold on to that and bring it with him to his. He's like 25, 30, man, right? Yeah. And that could hurt him. I had a family. My father called me one day, and he said, "It's 2018. He's like, my son, I'm sorry about when you told me about you're depressed, and I didn't really." I was like, "You know what? Just give it to God. Give it to God." Because there's a man that I know, a young man who was 30, about to have a little boy that shot himself in the head in his bathroom. He lived in Jamaica. He couldn't really express himself and talk about how he felt. What did he do? He took the medicine that leads to heartbreak, leads to destruction. That's suicide. You know what I mean? How else can I talk? I mean, boom. So my dad called me to apologize after 36 years, man. I had to accept it, though.
How do you accept that kind of apology after so many years?
Well, first of all, I had to forgive myself, and I had to open my heart for that. If I didn't see my therapist, I bet I didn't learn more. If I didn't start reading, I'd be like, yo, get out of my face, man. Whatever. It wasn't until I had to forgive myself, I could forgive whatever he said to me when I was young. You got to forgive yourself. You got to ask God to forgive you too. So that's another strong thing too, right? So I had to do it with love, that unconditional love, because I wanted to punch my dad in the face. And if he hears this, too bad. I want to punch him in his face so many times, but I had to just love him and say, you know, now you see. It took a young man taking his own life to see what I've been through mentally for a long time. So I don't want my son to see that. When I'm in my 60s, I want him to come and hug me, cry, and say, Dad, this is how I feel. Can we talk? Sure, we can talk, son. And I want him to teach his friends too. They could call him the P word. They could call him, you know, you're soft, you're this, you're that. Nah, heart of a man. Heart of a man, right? Heart of a man. Come on, man.
Wow. You didn't have to hit us that hard.
That's it, man.
Jeez. Nah, that was it. That the heart of a man. Like, I see it as your initiative, as your organization. But when you say it like that, someone calls you the P word. Someone is clowning you for showing emotion, for showing vulnerability. You're in a relationship, shit goes south. Someone is clowning you because you can't provide. And you are expressing grief around that because, again, it is a loss of identity. It's like, yo, man, like, I'm just expressing myself, man. It's the heart of a man. Whatever it is you thought it was before isn't. Like, this is how the heart of a man works.
That's it, brother. That's it. We all have a purpose, right? You know your purpose is, right? You know your purpose is, right?
It
takes some time, right?
It takes time.
I don't look like my age. I don't want people to know exactly how old I am, but it took me years to find out. But we all have a destiny, man. You have a destiny. You have a destiny. You have a destiny. We all have a destiny. It's going to take some time. And my destiny is to revolutionize manhood. My destiny is to let men see that vulnerability can be strength, not just a weakness. I mean, Brené Brown, she talked about it in a way that people are like, whoa.
Yeah.
But the black community were like, oh, whatever. Like, I know I was like, whatever. What is this? But I accept it now. I mean, vulnerability just means we, as men, we can just open up a little bit more, share, yo, dude, I'm feeling like this, man. Boom. It hurts. Let's talk.
So, I feel like I feel like this is a good place to wrap up. It's been
We can talk.
It's
we
been
can talk,
it's been
man. So we
fantastic.
gotta talk about it.
For the sake of this, I'm gonna wrap it up here with the quote.
Drop it.
And so this book is about growth, fixed versus growth mindsets. It talks a lot about the stuff like you talk about too, in terms of fixed mindsets are like when you fail, you start to label yourself a failure, shame, all these things. But growth is like, I messed up, kind of thing. What can I learn from this situation? How can I like move forward? Like you're either like an individual who believes you have a set amount of skills when you're born, and you can't really learn outside of that. Because like, people will tell you that when you're young. They'll tell guys, you don't show this, you don't do this, you don't do that. But it's like, fam, I am capable of learning new things. I'm allowed to fail, learn from that, and move forward.
Very good, man.
And bro, this quote is like, yo, the major factor in whether people achieve expertise is not some fixed prior ability, but purposeful engagement. Yo, I read that and I was like, yo, Saturday, remember, bring it up. Yo, that purposeful engagement, I was like, yo, in my life, I've always thought, if I can't do this thing because I'm not good at it, because I don't have the ability to. And I'm not just talking about school, but I'm talking about life, fam. Like, we're having this conversation because we want guys to think differently. But you have to like understand that you are allowed to think differently.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but you have to, again, the purposeful engagement. You forgiving yourself to forgive your dad, right? Like, that is purposeful. You looking at your son and apologizing, because I can't imagine it must have been easy to take that back, to know what you did when he was 2, and then look at him again, and because you're like, fam, I feel bad. I've now learned all these new things, but I also hurt you like crazy when you were young.
Yeah.
But that's purposeful.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
thank you, man. That's inspiring.
shout out.
That's inspiring. I got a shout out. Thank you for saying that, man. Because I hold on to that sometimes. I see the way my son acts. He's going into grade 7. You know? I know he remembers some of the things I said, but I forgave myself. And now I'm trying to teach him how to forgive himself, how to forgive me, and see the power of forgiveness, right? So that's a beautiful thing right there, man. And my son, by the way, but just to let everyone know, he's half Italian, half Jamaican, right? The Jamaican side, the Italian side, the alpha male, right?
Both.
Right?
Both.
And that's cool,
Wow.
right? Be the alpha male, but you can also express what's going on inside, right? That's the way to really allow yourself to grow and have that growth mindset. You know, just express yourself. Because if you have a fixed mindset, no, this is it, man. Like you said, this is it. No, that's enough. Growth mindset? How do I learn, man? What can I do? You know, you're going to make that call. You're going to talk to your friend. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, yo. Thank you.
Thank you.
From beginning to end today, it's been hitting me all the way, yo. And like, again, I'm happy I met you.
Happy to meet you too, bro.
Happy we reconnected at church.
Yes.
I'm happy this happened today. If there's anything else you want to say to the camera, to people,
well, you know, I just want everyone to know that you are special. You're strong. I want people to know that I did Heart of a Man because I want to give men hope. Because if we have hope, sometimes it's what we need to keep on going. So check out my website. Read the blogs that I posted. It's there. And I use 3 words: overcome, elevate, inspire. You got this, man. Heart of a Man.